Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where pocket change turns into a fortune. Money bag. If you love rare coins, shocking values, and unbelievable finds, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and see which coins could make you rich today. Magnifying glass. Tilted left sparkles. Top 1. Welcome back to Millionaire Coin Finds, where your everyday pocket change might just turn into a jackpot. What if I told you that a coin sitting quietly in someone's drawer since 1972, a Kennedy $50, has recently been valued for over $115,000? And it's not some mint error or ultra-rare minting variety, it's from a standard 1972 proof set. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't clickbait. A regular-looking 1972 Kennedy $50, pulled from a US mint proof set, has exploded in value, and collectors are fighting over it like it's a gold mine. So, how did this $50, just 50 cents, become a small fortune? Let's dive into the shiny details. The 1972 Kennedy $50 was struck in the San Francisco Mint for proof sets. These proof coins were never meant for circulation. Instead, they were made with mirror-like surfaces, sharp details, and packaged beautifully for collectors. At that time, no one imagined these coins would one day be worth more than most cars or even a house deposit, but today, the game has changed. With coin grading now more precise than ever, collectors are searching proof sets for that perfect gem-proof Kennedy $50, the kind with flawless surfaces, deep cameo contrast, and not even a whisper of a scratch. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC at PR70 deep cameo from 1972 are nearly impossible to find, but when found, boom, you've just uncovered a treasure worth more than $135,000. Why are collectors going absolutely wild over this particular coin? First, it's about rarity. Only a tiny handful of 1972 Kennedy $50 exist in that perfect PR70 deep cameo condition. Most have minor imperfections, spotting, or haze. But a flawless specimen? That's the holy grail. Second, there's demand. Kennedy $50 have a massive fan base. These coins honor President John F. Kennedy, and owning a perfect one from the early 1970s is like owning a time capsule from American history. And finally, greed. Let's be honest. This coin is like striking gold for collectors and investors. One coin. One discovery. One moment. That's all it takes to turn 50 cents into over $135,000 in cold, hard cash. So here's what you need to do: dig out those old US Mint proof sets. Look especially at the 1972 set. Inspect your Kennedy $50 carefully. Is the background like a mirror? Are the devices frosted like snow? Does it look untouched by time? If yes, you might be staring at six figures in your hand. Take it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. If you land that magical PR70 deep cameo grade, congratulations, you're now holding a coin that collectors will fight tooth and nail to own. And trust me, this isn't just hype. Real auctions have proven that this coin, yes, this exact 1972 Kennedy $50 from a US proof set, has sold between $115,000 and $135,000. Don't underestimate your coin collection. Don't ignore that old proof set in your dad's drawer or grandpa's closet. It could be the key to your next big payday. Top 2. What if I told you that a simple 50-cent coin from 1971, a Kennedy $50, could secretly be worth more than your car, your college tuition, or even your down payment on a house? Yes. It's not a myth, it's not a rumor, and it's definitely not clickbait. We're talking about the 1971 Kennedy $50 from a US Mint proof set, and if you're lucky enough to have the right one, your coin could be worth up to $171,000. You might be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. Now let me break it down, because this isn't just any $50. The 1971 Kennedy $50 marked a turning point in US coin history. It was the first year these coins were struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, no more silver for regular strikes. But for proof coins, especially those minted in San Francisco, the quality was on another level. These proof coins were made with precision, high contrast, mirror-like surfaces, and intense shine that coin collectors absolutely crave. But here's the catch: not every proof coin is valuable. The jackpot comes when that coin is perfect, flawless surfaces, no scratches, no milk spots, and unbelievable cameo contrast. A true PR70 deep cameo grade, the holy grail of coin collecting. And guess what? The 1971 Kennedy $50 from a United States Mint proof set, when graded by PCGS or NGC in a perfect PR70 condition, has sold for up to $171,000. That's not a typo. That's real money. Collectors are going crazy over these ultra-high-grade coins. The population is extremely low. Most 1971 proof half dollars are stuck with PR68 or PR69 grades. They're nice, but not worth a fortune. But that rare, nearly impossible PR70? That's what separates the lucky from the legends. Now let's talk about what to look for. Open your old proof sets. Look for the 1971 S Kennedy half dollar. It will have that beautiful S mint mark. Hold it under a strong light. Is the background like a mirror? Are Kennedy's features sharp and frosted? Are there zero flaws, not even a hint of a scratch? That's when you should be getting seriously excited. Send it to PCGS or NGC, the top professional coin grading companies in the US. If your coin comes back with a PR70 deep cameo grade, congratulations, you just became one of the rarest coin holders in America. This isn't just a collector's dream, it's a financial win. We're talking about a coin that has sold in the past for $117,000 to $171,000, and here's the wild part, most people have no clue they're sitting on this treasure. These proof sets were handed out as gifts, sold in the 70s for a few bucks, and now they're sleeping in drawers, closets, or boxes in attics. So go check your 1971 proof sets. Ask your parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, anyone who collected coins in the 70s. Because if that one coin is in your hands, and it grades perfectly, you could be looking at the most valuable 50 cents you've ever seen. Top 3. What if the coin you've ignored for years, that shiny half dollar from an old proof set, turned out to be worth more than a luxury car or even a year's salary? Yes, we're talking about the 1973 Kennedy half dollar from a US proof set, and if you've got the right one, it could easily be worth between $113,000 and $174,000. This isn't a fantasy. This is real money for a real coin that most people overlook. Here's the deal. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar was never just pocket change. Especially the version minted for US proof sets, the ones made with extra care, sharper detail, and an ultra-glossy mirror finish. These proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint, and collectors love them for their design, history, and value, but not all proof coins are created equal. There's a hidden level, a secret elite class of coins that are graded by PCGS or NGC as PR70 deep cameo. That's as perfect as it gets. We're talking zero imperfections under 5x magnification. And only a tiny number of 1973 Kennedy half dollars in existence have ever reached this god-tier level. That's where the value explodes. Let this sink in. A flawless, deep cameo 1973 Kennedy half dollar, the kind you'd find in a standard US Mint proof set, has sold for staggering amounts. The top prices? Between $113,000 and $174,000. You're probably wondering, why so much? Because collectors are chasing perfection. Out of the thousands of proof coins minted in 1973, only a handful are absolutely flawless. Coins that survive over 50 years without a scratch, spot, or haze are unicorns, and collectors will pay life-changing money to get one into their collection. So now the question is simple, do you have it? Grab that proof set, the 1973 US Mint one, and pull out that half dollar. Look closely under a bright light. Is the background mirror-like? Is Kennedy's face frosted, bold, and glowing with contrast? Is the surface clean and smooth like glass? If it looks perfect, it might be perfect, and if a professional grader like NGC or PCGS gives it that legendary PR70 DCAM grade, you are instantly holding a coin that's worth more than nearly everything in your house. This isn't a rare error coin. This isn't something with a double die or mint defect. This is a regular issue proof coin, but in perfect condition. And perfection is priceless. Collectors of rare US coins, proof coins, and especially Kennedy half dollars are hunting these down like treasure. They're scanning eBay, coin shows, and auctions looking for that rare PR70 slab that completes their collection, and that's where you come in. So don't sit on that old set. Don't let it gather dust another day. Because the 1973 Kennedy half dollar sitting quietly in your drawer could be your golden ticket, and if it's the one, the PR70 deep cameo, you could be looking at a payday of $113,000 to $174,000. Now that's what I call turning 50 cents into a fortune. Top 4. Imagine holding a coin that's supposed to be worth just 50 cents, but it turns out to be worth more than a brand new Tesla. Yes, this is not a dream, not a gimmick, and definitely not your everyday coin story. We're talking about the 1979 Kennedy half dollar from a United States Mint proof set, and collectors are going absolutely wild over it. If you have the right one in perfect condition, that coin could be worth between $125,000 and $176,000, let that sink in. One tiny piece of metal, worth more than some people's entire savings account. Now, let's get into the real story behind this coin. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar came out during a time when coin collecting in the US was booming. The Mint released beautiful proof sets with extra shiny, high-quality coins that were never intended for circulation. These proof coins, especially the Kennedy half, were struck with precision using special dies and polished blanks at the San Francisco Mint. And while millions of these were made, only a tiny number have survived in absolutely flawless condition, and when I say flawless, I mean perfection, PR70 deep cameo perfection. What does that mean? A coin that has ultra-deep mirrored surfaces, sharp frosted details, and not a single scratch, mark, or spot under magnification. This is what grading companies like PCGS and NGC call a PR70, the highest grade possible. And only a few of the 1979 Kennedy half dollars have ever earned that title. Now here's where it gets crazy. These perfect grade coins are so rare and so heavily desired by top-tier collectors and investors that when one hits the market, the bidding wars are intense. Auctions have already shown that a 1979 Kennedy half dollar from a proof set, graded PR70 deep cameo, can sell for as much as $176,000. That's not a rare error. That's not a double die or no mint mark situation. This is simply a regular proof coin in absolute perfect condition, and that's what makes it so valuable. So what should you do right now? Go find your 1979 US Mint proof sets. Look for that Kennedy half dollar. Hold it under a bright light. Is the background like a flawless mirror? Is the image of President Kennedy frosted and sharp? Can you see any marks at all? If it looks flawless, seriously flawless, don't waste time, send it to PCGS or NGC, and have it professionally graded. If it comes back as PR70 deep cameo, you just turned a 50-cent coin into a six-figure treasure. People often overlook these sets. They get passed down from family, forgotten in drawers, or left untouched for decades. But those hidden gems, like the 1979's Kennedy half dollar in PR70, are what collectors dream about and pay crazy money to OWN.SO. While everyone else is looking for pennies with wheat stalks or quarters with errors, you might be the smart one holding a Kennedy half dollar that's worth between $125,000 and $176,000. Now tell me, when was the last time you checked your proof set? Top 5. What if I told you that a simple, shiny half dollar from 1986, one you probably forgot even existed, could make you an instant six-figure fortune? Yes, you heard that right. The 1986 Kennedy half dollar from a standard US Mint proof set is quietly making waves in the coin collecting world. And if you've got the right one sitting untouched in a drawer or hidden in an old collection, it could be worth anywhere from $110,000 to $185,000. It's the kind of coin find that makes collectors drool and casual hobbyists drop their jaws. Let's talk about why this specific coin is turning into a financial goldmine. The 1986 Kennedy half dollar was minted at the San Francisco Mint for proof sets only, meaning it was never intended for circulation. These proof coins were made using specially treated dies and planchets, giving them that deep mirror-like finish and sharp, frosted details. When you open one of those old black US Mint cases and see the Kennedy half shining in the center, that's the one we're talking about. But here's where things get exciting. Not all proof coins are created equal. While thousands of these coins were made, only a tiny handful have ever achieved the perfect grade of PR70 deep cameo from trusted grading companies like PCGS and NGC. And in the world of coin collecting, that single detail changes everything, because when a coin is flawless, I mean literally perfect under magnification, its value skyrockets into six-figure territory. The 1986 Kennedy half dollar has now joined the elite club of modern coins that can bring life-changing money if found in that rare PR70 condition. Collectors across the country are searching for them, dealers are offering top dollar, and auction houses have seen bidding wars that push these coins into unbelievable price ranges. So here's your mission: go find your 1986 US Mint proof set, pull it out, open the case, and look at that half dollar under bright light. Is the surface a clean, deep mirror? Are the frosted details sharp and untouched? No haze, no spots, no scratches, not even a fingerprint. If it looks flawless, you might be holding something truly extraordinary, because if your 1986 Kennedy half dollar gets certified as a PR70 deep cameo, it's not just a coin anymore. It becomes a serious asset. Something that has sold in the open market for as much as $185,000, and we're not talking about a rare error or a one-off variety. This is a regular proof coin, but in an ultra-rare condition. That's what makes it so desirable. That's why coin investors and high-end collectors are pulling out all the stops to track these down. So don't overlook your old sets. Don't assume that little box from 1986 is worthless. The Kennedy half-dollar inside might just be your ticket to a massive payday, and if you're one of the lucky few to own the perfect version, congratulations, your 50-cent coin could be worth between $110,000 and $185,000. Now smash that like button if this blew your mind. Subscribe for more shocking coin values and rare finds, and drop a comment below if you've checked your 1986 proof set, because your next coin discovery might make you a coin millionaire. Keep checking your coins, because the real treasure might already be in your hands.